You think you're different than the people who end up in those cult documentaries? You think I would see the signs. There's no way I could fall victim to their tricks. But no one joins a cult on purpose. How much would you put yourself through to escape a cult's crosshairs? Or worse, how long before they've converted you into one of their fanatics? A couple months ago, you received an official letter in the mail. This letter was completely unexpected, but it reveals that you've inherited a few pieces of land in Vald, Lobos, Spain. And what a great time, because buying a house right now, yikes. You recall that your childhood friend Ashley moved to Spain years ago. So you reached out to her and asked if she knew anything about the town. Ashley shared with you that she's not too familiar with Vald, Lobos, but she has heard that it's a quiet town removed from most of society that is deeply rooted in religion, farming, and mining. You were fortunate enough to not be in Raccoon City when it had that little zombie ordeal, but it's constantly on your mind. So to you, this sounds like a fantastic opportunity to avoid any future Raccoon City type events by the hands of Umbrella Corp. Ashley offered to meet you there to help you explore town, and you of course happily accepted. Welcome to Vald, Lobos, Spain. Something that was not mentioned to you before you planned your trip is just how dark and menacing this place would be. It feels like something is in the fog just waiting for you to let your guard down. But this ain't Silent Hill, I think you'll be alright. This first piece of land includes a single family home. As you approach the house, you notice Ashley is nowhere to be found. Which is alarming because she definitely texted you about 40 minutes ago letting you know she was here. But maybe she just felt the eeriness of the area and decided she didn't want to stay outside anymore. That's totally understandable. You have to admit, as relaxing as this silence is, it's even more terrifying that there's no noise and no sign of anyone other than the dim light of the lantern. You begin searching for signs that Ashley may be in the house somewhere. Instead, you find a few twigs and a cloth tied together in a way that sort of mimics a cross. You turn the object over to see words have been scribbled onto the cloth. Judgment is near. Well, that's pretty concerning. When did this get put here? By who? And was it meant for you? These are all vital questions. Cult tactics are not as random as they seem. They typically prey on individuals who may be running away from something or seeking a community to be a part of. Kind of like how you're trying to leave your old town in an attempt to escape the threat of Umbrella Corp. And you're also hoping to find a community that you vibe with. So this seemingly randomly placed object may have actually been placed here on purpose as a seed. That feeling that you're being watched creeps back over you like a wet towel sliding up your back. So you're ready to get out, but you are not about to leave Ashley behind. After all, she was here to meet up with you. Continuing your search, you are led to the kitchen next door.
Sorry to barge in like this.
Wow. All those years of cross-training Krav Maga and Taekwondo literally just paid for themselves, I think. Most of the encounter was a blur, but you do recall before he attacked, the man was mumbling some type of prayer or like a chant or something. At this point, the creepy things keep piling up, meaning you have spent more time in this house than maybe you should. You move on to the basement. What the fuck?
Hey, What was that?
My sibling in Christ. Get out of this house right now. You cannot believe your eyes. You'd heard of the zombies in Raccoon City, but this seems like something else entirely. This guy, before you took him down the first time, was talking. And even though it was quiet, it sounded like real sentences, not just words jammed together. You can't help but to feel how off this all feels. But for right now, you're focused on getting out of this house because it doesn't seem like Ashley is here. As you sprint for an exit, you have your first, or technically second, run-in with the Ganado. The Ganado are the townspeople, the fine people responsible for chipping away at the coal mines, raising animals for the town to eat, and plowing the lands to plant their seed. These guys are aggressive with a capital GG, forcing you to risk your bum shoulder in order to save your life. Now, being attacked is never fun, obviously. Add in the bone-splitting farm tools and the fact that these people can have a little taken off the top and get right back up. You begin to feel the immediate result of this overwhelming stress. Nausea takes a hold of your stomach and your anxiety is so high that your head is ringing. Your brain wants to be on alert, but it's so on the fritz that you can't even think straight. With exception of the intrusive thoughts that keep popping into your head about all of the terrible things that could be happening to Ashley because of you. After a moment of deep breathing, you're able to think a bit more clearly. Or is that just the emotional numbness and delusion setting in? Because maybe Ashley is okay. She probably wasn't even here. You weren't even at the right spot. Simple explanation. This could still work out. This is too good of an opportunity to pass up. You make your way further into town and you still haven't found Ashley yet, but you do see the second house off in the distance. Or would this technically be the first? Because, remember, we weren't in the right place, right? You see a house that you're pretty sure is on land you inherited. Okay, this is a bit of a fixer-upper, but you've got the rustic fisherman look going on, I see. And, ooh, I'll take that. It is yours now. You carefully approach the man. And before you even have a chance to get a word out, he turns and raises his axe at you. More importantly, he's got that same red-eyed, dead stare that the first guy had. So, think quick or have open heart surgery. After giving your ex-potential neighbor the day off, you realize he was swinging away at a door. Whatever's down there has to be worth hiding, which means has to be worth searching.
That hurts, you know?
Seemed like you really wanted to talk.
How observant, senor. Now, say, you got a smoke?
Those things will kill you.
Oh, well, maybe just untie me then, huh? Joder, not this guy!
Who are you? Okay, stop right there!
Chained by your hands and hanging off the weight of your new friend, you wake up with an incredibly strong urge to worship. You have no idea who or what, but it doesn't feel good-spirited.
Got your name?
Leon.
Quiet type, eh? I'm Luis Serra. Guess you, me, picked the wrongest spot to vacation, eh? Hey! Stop it!
You move, I move. And I'm beat up enough as it is. I can see you're thinking. Bet you've been in spots like this before, huh? I guess you're here looking for someone. One more guess. Maybe some missing señorita?
Young girl? Talk. Now.
All right. See, heard chatter about moving a señorita.
Moving her. Where?
Who knows? But later, saw some men dragging someone to the old church.
It's great to know that at least one person wants to help us here, but this is strange. When completely knocked out, why didn't they just kill you when they had the chance? Not only does this just make things even more weird, but it's also a sign of what you're dealing with. Instead of getting rid of you, you were chained up, like someone's property. Similar to the way you would chain up a bicycle so nobody takes it away, which is literally a form of physical control and a symbol of the control that cults aim to have on their members. Even more freaked out now, but still very much determined to find Ashley and claim your land. You gather your gear and you make your way out the building. At the door, a strange hooded man pops his head up into the opening. Given the series of events so far, you're a little hesitant to approach him. Seriously, why should we trust this guy? Okay. He's selling weapons. Yeah, he's going on the nice list. For sure. Many self-defense lessons later, you finally make it to the church. Can't you tell how happy she is to see you? Before you two get a chance to catch up.
You need to listen to me.
What is that? Over there?
A sense of dread runs through your veins, much like the feeling you felt when you woke up in chains. But this feeling is slightly different. This time, you can see a robed man, speaking in a way that sounds kinda like he's in church. Once you regain your focus, oh brother, the sight of this, not so much angry mob as it is a disapproving mob marching towards you, has your brain short-circuiting. Holy cow, I mean, if you still had any doubts whether this town is under someone's influence, this isn't just a few people, this is a large portion of the town. If you survive this, you need to go see the ruler of the town, Ramon Salazar. He probably has no idea any of this is even happening to you. And besides, you gotta go to him anyway to claim your land. But for now, your heart is also pounding out of your chest. You've already seen how the Ganado act when they're able to close in on you, so you choose the stealth route. Wise decision.
Come on.
Damn it, Ashley.
Get behind me.
Oh God! What is wrong with these people?
Oh no, what the shit. You're able to take a few of the Ganado down one by one, but their devotion to their leader is certainly not in question. No matter how many of them you drop, their attacks and attempts to remove Ashley remain relentless. So you decide to book it and make sure she's close behind.
Okay.
In the distance, you see your new friend again. What a delight. In a sea of disapproving, devilish faces that want to put you back in the cemetery, it's real nice to see someone who's helped you out before. I mean, we still don't know what this guy's deal is, but do you really want to take a chance not going in the house? By the grace of whatever god you pray to, you find an escape route for Ashley. You, of course, stay behind because that's just the kind of person you are. Plus, it's these Ganado's lucky day because you're about to open a brand new ass-whooping clinic.
It's game time. Here we go again.
Now that Luis has helped you clear up your schedule, he drops a little bit of a bombshell on you.
The cough, the blood, is caused by something called plaga. Okay, you saw those people, right? But you have the same thing inside you. The same thing that made them like that. It is what you're experiencing, these symptoms. They're only the beginning.
I don't want to become like them.
You are, well, lucky. You see, at this early stage, the parasite, the plaga, it is possible to remove it with a surgical procedure. And all you need is some know-how. And oh yeah, the right equipment.
The piercing sting when you were knocked out, the robed man, and the hive mind-like behavior of the Ganado, it's all coming together. The Ganado are being mind controlled, and this plaga, whatever it actually is, it must be the controller's way in. Even worse, you realize that those tentacle giant worm things that keep popping out of the critically injured Ganado, they must be more grown-up versions of what was injected inside of you. Holy shit. The total control? Is this a cult? Except they're using Las Plagas as a cheat code to gain full control over their members. Total control over their members is pretty much the main goal, or one of the main goals, of every genuine cult. Typically, it happens over time. Leaders looking to gather new members will usually prey on people who are already at a point in their lives where they feel disconnected from society. Cults like Synanon and the Manson family are great examples of this. Synanon did eventually open their doors to older adults, but originally started as a rehab center for teens and younger adults who were dealing with substance abuse. The leader, Charles Diedrich, would use a method called the game, where members would take turns singling out and peppering a specific member. Using their insecurities against them, the game slowly led members to feel as though Synanon was the only place they belonged. The Manson family, on the other hand, recruited people who were considered runaways from their home. Their leader, also named Charles, aside from being charismatic and manipulative, used their desire to want to get away from their previous lives, added in drugs, and used that as a method to keep detaching them from society, and further feel as though they only fit in with his family, getting his members to do whatever he wanted for them. Mostly brutal kill. The point being, this cult here in Vald Lobos has somehow gotten everyone on board. They're all willing to abduct and hurt people in the name of their leader. I mean, yes, they've all been infected, but how? This really feels like an umbrella scale operation, but there is no sign of umbrella anywhere. Now you have a real idea of what you're up against. You don't know what you're gonna do about your little bug problem yet, but you don't want to risk leaving your land unclaimed, because even if you don't stay here, you could just sell it. That could help you secure a home back where you're from, or, you know, pay for the extensive medical procedures that it's going to take to get this bug out of you. Before you head to Salazar's castle, you decide to take a little side trip to the last property. This location is apparently given to the town's elders, but whoever originally owned it must be related to you because it's yours now. But look at this. This is what I'm talking about. These heavy-ass gates and the house being tucked into these stone walls makes it definitely the safest location of the three. Plus, look at these doors. What is this, like cedar? Yeah, that's cedar. Once you make your way in, you notice immediately this house is far different than the rest. Not only is it much bigger and in better shape than the others, but symbols are painted all over the walls, which you realize look a lot like the wooden cloth from the first house. Whoever has been staying here must have strong ties to this cult. As you rummage through the house, you come across a book which seems like a hint to a puzzle, because it is. But over the body of the text, you notice the name of a Bible verse, Illuminados 4:3, which just so happens to be an ancient religion that once thrived in Vald Lobos. This very same religion is based around worshipping Las Plagas. The people who practice this religion believe that Plagas were gifts sent to them by God. It's worth noting that these people were mostly gotten rid of throughout history by members of the Salazar family, but it would appear that they are back. As you scour the home, you find another book detailing sacrifices made to their god. But just behind you is a neat little secret door.
No problem.
Ashley, being the helpful soul that she is, says that if you give her uppies, she can drop the ladder down for you. And once you scampered up the ladder, you enter what can only be described as a stuffy, dust-filled attic. A little more rummaging leads to the discovery of a book of secrets. The first few pages mostly detail day-to-day operations of the village, and hey, there's a fish farm too. If you do decide to stay here, despite the scarcity of the beef and crops, you should have plenty of fish. On the final page of the book, you read that men in black robes poured out of Salazar's castle and erected a flag in town with a symbol on it that sounds a lot like the symbol you keep seeing. And the biggest revelation, you read that the road people preached of salvation and forgiveness, causing the villagers' guard to drop down and allowing themselves to be injected with Las Plagas under the lie that this would cleanse them. Kind of like a baptism. If those guys poured out of the castle, then that means this whole village is likely compromised. This really feels like it has Umbrella Corps written all over it, but you don't think that it is. This seems like something a bit different. Maybe this cult is just more dangerous than anybody has realized so far. Deciding that you'd seen enough, you and Ashley navigate to the castle. What you did not notice was that you were being followed.
Ashley, run!
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna level with you guys. There's absolutely no shot you're surviving this fight in real life. I'd even argue that Mendez is not the biggest obstacle in this situation. Did you know that around the flash point of a fire, so basically when it starts off, or shortly after it starts off, temperatures can get mind-bogglingly high. Like, we're talking 1,000 degrees F. If the heat somehow doesn't cook you and melt your clothes to your skin, breathing in the smoke should certainly fill you with enough carbon monoxide to suffocate you. Maybe it's just me, but oxygen deprivation seems like quite a disadvantage. Yeah. No amount of creative freedom could allow me to come up with a believable excuse to win this fight. Just kidding, we're going with parasite powers. You're now essentially fireproof, and your lungs can filter smoke. If the parasites can help out the Ganado when they are critically injured, why not, man? Why not? Since Mendez's attacks are nearly all telegraphed, dodging them isn't really going to be a problem, giving you the perfect opportunity to smoke this fool. So what did we learn? We learned that these parasites apparently come in special editions. Sure, we knew some of them could sprout tentacles and demogorgon mouths, but this was something else entirely. Mendez evolved into this like 15-foot tall monstrosity with an extended and exposed spine, claws, and sharp insect-like legs. The power this cult possesses simply from harnessing ancient bugs is incredible. In fact, I think Umbrella Corps would be quite envious. As impressive as it is, you still have land to claim, and that last house has your name written all over it. But more importantly, your parasite's grip on you continues to deepen by every second. If you had any doubt that that was the case, then Ashley's sudden switch up brings you face to face with reality.
You okay?
I think so. Instead of worrying about her, worry about your own skin. Foolish little lamb. Temperance, child.
Ashley.
We've now progressed to the cult being able to control Ashley. She wasn't captured too long before you were, so that could start happening to you, really, any second. That thought alone amplifies your anxiety by like 100. As a result, Your muzzles have become rigid. Drawing in air feels like breathing through a coffee straw, and it feels like your scalp is crawling. But you can't let this take over. Can't let them win. You take a minute to slow your breathing. Visit your conveniently placed arms dealer and let your rage guide you to her. Now hold on just a second. This is the leader of the land? Yeah, I can see how the cult was able to gain control. Judging by his appearance and insect-like bodyguards, I think it's safe to assume that he got the Plagas treatment as well. Salazar's henchbug throws you down a well before you even have a chance to think of a plan. This place is a labyrinth. But fortunately, when you do find something, that something is usually incredibly useful. Like this boat. With no clear route to get back to the castle, you zip over to the closest piece of land, which, if we're being real, if I was hiding someone or something important, it'd be here. This place is much different than the mainland. This place is much more like a fully fortified military base than it is the home of some people. Most of these walls are made of concrete. There's mechanized turrets. There's Ganado here that seem to be ex-soldiers, I guess. If that's not a sign to keep outsiders away, I have no clue what it is. This actually is a real tactic that cults use to keep outsiders away and maintain full control over their members. Some use brainwashing, like what you'd hear in a pyramid scheme business. We know the truth. Anybody else tells you different. They're just lazy. They don't understand. Blah, 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 blah. This, of course, makes members feel like the head of the pyramid scheme has unlocked the secrets of the universe, and you and a relative to the population of Earth, a few people have figured out the secrets of the universe, and that outsiders should not be listened to because they just want to bring you down. On the other hand, some cults, such as the previously mentioned Synanon, they literally developed their own militia. Like, not even just pretend, like they used the militia to combat outsiders and defectors so that people couldn't investigate or tell on them. But I mean, damn, military gear, guns, automated turrets. This is insane. You gotta really tip your cap to Los Illuminados. Okay, now straighten your cap back up. It is time to go find Ashley. Thank the 9 Divine for the arms dealer, man. He's single-handedly carrying you right now. You recover Ashley again and begin searching for a way out of the facility. As you enter a room that can only be described as a room of treasures, you finally come face to face with the leader of Los Illuminados, the same robed man you'd been seeing in those head-pounding visions.
Obey the voice of our Lord. Sweet child, do not resist. Pray forgive these wicked sinners.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. This time, you find Ashley in what appears to be an ancient. This time, you find Ashley in what appears to be an ancient sacrifice place. where Sadler makes a final attempt to fully convert you into a cultist. Not quite sure what that was about, but you should be very happy that it happened. Sadler was the closest he had ever been to converting you. At that point, you would have been just another puppet on his strings, completely detached from who you were and willing to do his bidding, no questions asked. Suddenly, the solution to your problem is as clear as day. If you can get the parasite out of your bodies, Sadler won't be able to control you anymore. If you can't be controlled, you can get rid of him, causing his remaining followers to fall as well, leaving your land completely to yourself. Fortunately for you, you zone out while carrying Ashley to safety, and based off context clues, appears as though you're in an old lab that can be used to remove your parasites. I didn't even need creative freedom for that one. It's actually a thing that happens. You nearly fell victim to Los Illuminados' tactics, further engraving that you need to put an end to Sadler. Putting an end to Sadler would allow you the option of living a peaceful life here or leaving. Of course, we've got a super parasite too. Sadler has evolved into a multi-armed, double-stingered freak that's about as tall as 4 Leons standing on top of each other. However, unlike Mendez, Sadler's mutation comes with blatantly obvious weak points. With one final kiss of death brought to Sadler by our friend the arms dealer, Sadler is no more. More importantly, the remainder of the infected cultists in Ganado are rendered useless without their leader. So it's really up to you at this point. Will you stay or will you go? While you mull that over, please allow me to break the fourth wall yet again. This was a bit tougher to write than my Outlast video, which, by the way, thank you so much to everyone who checked that one out. It's so rewarding to put all the time into these videos and be able to go deeper with you guys in the comments. I genuinely love it. But yeah, this was a tough one to plan and write out. This game, this is the first time I played this game, might I add. It is so good, and I understand this is the remake, not the original. It is so good, and there's so much that I had to leave out, so I didn't make this video like 5 hours long. The Chainsaw Sisters and the Regenerators, oh my god, this game is a treasure trove. I might just have to do another video at some point on it. I don't know. Please, if you enjoyed this video and haven't seen the Outlast one yet, go ahead and check that out. I think you'll like it. And pretty please, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and a hype if you're on mobile. They help me out a ton. But if you don't want to leave it up to the algorithm to see the rest of my stuff, please subscribe. Love ya.